Don't turn around. That minivan to my left, that yours?
My child is in the back seat.
This won't take long.
This is gonna go bad for both of you.
Want to see your mom?
It's okay. It's okay.
What does he think he's gonna do?
Where is she?
The series begins with the strongest man named Jack Reacher, who is at a thrift store. He gives his old clothes to the shop lady and wears new ones. The price is $20, but Reacher points out a 50% off sign, so it should be $11.
Yeah, Doug was supposed to take that down a few days ago. It's $22.
I'll leave you my passport so you know I'm not running off.
Don't care if you do.
Sorry, I have to make another withdrawal.
Don't turn around. That minivan to my left, that yours?
My child is in the back seat.
This won't take long.
This is gonna go bad for both of you.
Want to see your mom?
It's okay. It's okay. Wait, who are you?
Someone who prefers not getting involved. Here's 30. Need a new jacket.
What's wrong with the one you just bought?
It has blood on it.
He also asks to use her phone because he got a message from a friend. He calls Frances Neely, who was in his old military team, the 110th MP Special Investigations Unit. The message on the ATM receipt was a secret distress signal from her. She tells him that their teammate, Calvin Franz, has been eliminated and he needs to come to New York. We then move to a flashback scene in Virginia, which was years ago. He sees Franz handling a situation calmly and decides he is a good fit for his team.
Got a decent head on you. Might come in handy.
What the hell kind of unit did Major Reacher put together here, huh?
And who are you besides a guy who talks too much?
David O'Donnell.
Lowry won the Army marksmanship competition 6 times.
And why'd you grab a bunch of people with no police experience, Major Reacher?
Reacher. I need special investigators. Straighten up these boxes, move these old tanker desks in the middle of the room. You don't have to call me Major, but you do have to move your ass when I say so. Get to it.
You think we're actually gonna be able to work together?
No idea.
Reacher meets Neely at a coffee shop in Williamsburg, New York. She already ordered him food and a drink. She is now a private investigator and shows him files about Franz's murder. Franz went missing a week ago, and his wife Angela told Neely that they had a son too. Reacher looks at the photos and says Franz was tortured and thrown out of a helicopter. Neely says she tried calling other teammates, but no one is answering. Reacher says they should handle this, not the police, and suggests they visit Franz's widow.
It's not your fault.
I know.
He wasn't just murdered. He was tortured.
Checked out of a plane.
He'd bang into the wing or tail. There'd be peri-mortem injuries, and there aren't. He was thrown from a helicopter. His broken legs weren't from the fall anyway.
Because?
Full of free histamines. He was hit with a rusty iron bar. He was tortured for either revenge or information.
So, next steps? I called O'Donnell, Dixon, Sanchez, and Orozco. No one's answering.
You really want to let some other cops handle our dead friend's case? Let's go see Franzi's widow.
She just met up with the big one.
Reacher and Neely try calling David O'Donnell, but get no answer, so they leave a message. Then they go to Franz's house, where his son Mikey is watching TV. His mom tells him to go draw in the kitchen, and then Reacher asks her to explain what happened. Franz's wife tells Reacher and Neely that Franz was working as a private investigator. He left for a job, and when she came back, the house had been broken into. She does not know what cases he was working on because he did not bring work home and had stopped taking risky jobs. She gives them the keys to his office, thinking they might find something there.
Were any other members of the 110th working with him?
I don't know. Maybe there's something in his office.
You do not mess with the special investigators.
Your daddy teach you that? And this guy right here, he wanted your dad to be part of the 110th. He saw a man who stayed cool when things got heated.
Okay. I'm pretty sure that black sedan halfway down the street was outside the diner, too.
The ID Neely is checking in under the name Sarah Connor, and
Just keep an eye on that hotel. And them.
Reacher and Neely go to Franz's old office at Three Rivers. They did not find what they wanted, but he finds a photo of their old team, the 110th. Neely asks Reacher for Franz's keychain, thinking he might have hidden something important. She sees the U.S. Post Office across the street and spots a mailbox key on the chain. Reacher calls her smart, and she proudly agrees. But it is after 5 p.m., so the post office is closed. They plan to come back the next day. That night, Reacher and Neely relax at the hotel, play cards, and talk.
I'll pay you back for the room and flight and everything. Besides, it's a little weird having my master sergeant carrying my tab.
Yep. Here you go. Enjoy.
Here's to a lively bunch.
Well, I think after this round, I'm gonna head back to accounting.
If you don't mind me asking, who directed you to field this team, sir?
You're not supposed to be drinking in uniform.
We were drinking. Then you interrupted us. People leave me and my pals alone. I leave them alone. They don't. I don't.
Now, it's either she leaves or we drag you all out by your asses.
I promised my mother I'd give dumb guys like you a chance to walk away.
We got 12. You got 9.
You're at least 3 short.
You and I are gonna be pals, aren't we, Reacher?
You do not mess with the special investigators!
You knew that was gonna happen tonight.
I know they can all work together.
Okay, guys, 4 seconds.
Oh, take it easy on your osteoporosis. Get back to strumming, baby. Freebird!
Hey, Reacher. They tossed me from a helicopter, Reacher. What are you gonna do about it?
Meanwhile, a well-dressed man arrives at airport. He says he is just sightseeing, but later burns his fake passport in a bathroom. Reacher and Neely go to the post office, thinking Franz hid something in a deposit box. Neely distracts the clerk by pretending to love stamps, while Reacher secretly checks boxes with the key. An old lady sees him and warns the clerk, but Reacher finds the right box just in time. They grab the mail and leave. Inside the mail, they find a flash drive but cannot open it, as Neely's laptop does not have the right port. Reacher says they need a gun first, but he wants to stop at a church. At the church, Reacher tells the priest he is looking for his cousin who is a drug addict. The priest gives him a location, but warns it is very dangerous.
But you gotta have a death wish to walk in there alone, son.
I have righteousness on my side.
I'll get you back tomorrow.
This ain't no furniture warehouse, man. Oh, shit.
Cocaine, oxy, meth. For the outreach program.
Barcodes are perfect. Hologram's bulletproof.
No one will really know who you are.
But you know.
Back at the hotel, Reacher finds Neely. Their room is trashed. O'Donnell suddenly shows up and says it was already like that. He is upset about Franz and says who they are going to eliminate over it. While guessing Franz's flash drive password, O'Donnell suggests it might be Reacher, and it works. The smart man books a flight to Denver under the name Andrew McBride, one of the names on the drive.
Just a list of names, all starting with the initials AM.
Keep the same initials so your signature never has to change.
These guys aren't shy about getting aggressive. We need more manpower.
Yo, Carlo! Your mom says you gotta be home for dinner!
Swan would never let a dog die of thirst. Swan's dead.
We can't get a hold of the other team members either.
I'm thinking there's someone hell-bent on taking out the special investigators. You were in the woods with your family. No one can ever find me, and maybe they just hadn't gotten around to Neely yet.
Call Sanchez and Orozco.
I got Dixon.
There's a black sedan across the street, couple houses down. I'm gonna go introduce myself.
What's he think he's gonna do?
Fellas, this was his gun.
Hey, don't look at me. You did all the work.
The group drives away quickly. Reacher thought the police officer he hit was one of the bad guys, but Neely reminds him that making guesses like that can be dangerous. They find out the officer, Russo, is actually working on the case about Franz's murder. The group decides to leave town and go to Atlantic City to find Sanchez and Orozco, because that is where they are staying. Langston talks to Seropian on the phone. Seropian tells him what happened between Reacher and Russo. Langston tells him to keep following Reacher and the others closely. Reacher and the team see Carla Dixon, another old member of their group, the 110th. She has come back to help after hearing they were looking for her. She was working undercover on a business money stealing case. They ask her to rent a car using her fake ID, since their real names could be tracked.
Ely O'Donnell and I have been flagged in the system, and I punched out a cop.
Of course you did. You do not mess with the special investigators.
Make sure you get in.
SUV. I know. You need the headroom.
Dixon is going through the files from Franz's flash drive. They think someone might have a grudge against their old team, the 110th. Seropian talks to Langston on the phone. Langston tells him to eliminate Reacher and the others when they reach Atlantic City. Seropian says he needs help from some local people. Langston agrees but wants the job done by tomorrow. In Atlantic City, the group checks the office of Orozco and Sanchez. It has been broken into and messed up. Reacher says whoever did it already found what they were looking for.
Am I the only one of us that doesn't have this photo?
Hard to hang a picture on your wall when you don't have walls.
Anything worth finding, they already got.
Where's your next?
We're going to the Lucky Lounge. You two stay here. Both look like cops. Hey, is this woman working today?
Take her back to the office. She's doing the books.
Isn't that the girl from the photo?
This is as far as we're going.
You somehow got the...
It's a good thing O'Donnell and I didn't go in.
Making friends, big fella?
They sit down with the woman. She says she is sorry and would not have run if she knew who they were. She says the other men were only trying to protect her. She tells them that a man came looking for Sanchez, but by that time, Sanchez had already gone into hiding. She tells them that Franz, Sanchez, Orozco, and Swan were all working on a case together. She also remembers hearing something about 650 and 100,000 each before Sanchez disappeared. Later, the group is at the casino. They think maybe it is not about someone angry at their old team. Sanchez and Orozco worked as security for the casino, so they think the case might be about gambling. A waitress comes over, and Reacher tells her to bring the casino's head of security right away.
So, you're the 110.
What's left of us?
How can I help?
These numbers mean anything to you?
We think Sanchez and Orozco may have been looking into a $65 million gambling scam.
At $100K per hand, that'd be incredibly high stakes. We're not missing a penny.
See if any of them are registered at a hotel in town.
Where are you guys staying?
Don't know yet.
Well, it looks like all we have available is a suite. I guess that'll have to do.
We'll have them send you up a park bench to sleep on. You'll feel right at home.
What was that about a motel, Reacher?
Someone took the sign as a personal challenge.
I'm just warming up.
Later, Dixon is caught counting cards while playing at the casino. Reacher finds her just as she wins a lot of money. Security is not happy, but instead of causing trouble, they offer her free concert tickets to leave. Reacher helps her gather her winning chips, and they walk away from the table. Soropian watches them from the bar. That night, Reacher and Dixon go for a walk. They notice two men following them, and a car blocks their path ahead.
Back in the day, you and I never happened.
How much did you drink back at the hotel room? I was your boss. Wouldn't have been right.
Well, I waited years for that answer, and it's pure Reacher. What do you want to do about the two guys that are following us?
I might go over the fence. Go.
We open fire in a residential area. Cops get called. You get locked up. Let's do this without guns. Damn, Reacher. When we were kids, we just wrote our names in it.
No ID. Let's search this car.
Looks like someone did their homework.
Is it done?
Not in the way you expected.
You should know that this doesn't end well for you.
Then why are you the one that sounds scared? Should have left one of them alive.
Parking lot pass. I think it's what you call a clue.
Anything on New Age?
Looks like a piece of shrapnel bit me. I noticed with all the adrenaline pumping. You know, Reacher, it's perfectly normal to be lonely sometimes. You don't have to be lonely tonight.
20 miles outside Denver, a Mercedes drives through snow in a forest area. The man using the AM fake name meets another man. The man says all 650 will be inside a truck and points out two good places where someone might attack the truck. The man wants to make sure the truck driver will not be harmed, and AM promises the driver will be safe, so the man leaves. The next morning at the hotel, Reacher and Dixon tell Neely and O'Donnell what happened. Someone knocks on the door, and it is the head of security. He tells them the police found two more bodies in upstate New York, near where Franz was found.
Atlantic City PD told me that two more bodies have been discovered. Got a copy of the police report for you.
When he joined the army, his sister was terrified he'd be killed with some disfiguring wounds. He loved his sister. I'm gonna have to call her.
He was tortured and tossed out of a helicopter.
Orozco and Sanchez, they weren't working on anything for any of them. No one has hit any of the casinos.
This has always been a New York case.
Where the hell are you going?
We're gonna need more guns.
This ends right now, Calvin, if you wanted to. You're not saving them by not talking.
You talk, or you fly.
What the big guy's gonna do to you?
Big guy? Who the hell was he talking about?
I'll take the 17, 219s, that Beretta.
I like my Glock 17.
That is a Glock 17.
I don't know, Reacher. You okay with staying somewhere so fancy?
Wake me up if something happens.
Whoa, you taking a nap right now?
I'll pay you back the bail money.
Don't forget the room.
How can I be of service?
You went to law school, right? This guy's my lawyer.
Good for you. Get in the car, Dershowitz.
Dixon and Neely go to New Age Technologies and talk to the operations director, Marlo Burns. They tell her that 3 murders are confirmed, 1 person is missing, and another person is found with a New Age parking pass. Marlo says there are over 1,000 workers, so it is not possible to track it. Reacher and O'Donnell are in a police room with Russo. Reacher asks why they are there. Russo says they are getting in the way of the case, but adds that they all want to solve the murders. It is strange that everyone in the 110th called each other, but not Reacher. Reacher says he does not have a phone, but Russo stays doubtful. Russo then asks what Reacher knows about the 110th being eliminated. Reacher says if they want him to share, then Russo should also share something. Marlo Burns finds the pass registered to Seropian and says he is not hired by them, but they do have his resume and address, which she gives to Dixon and Neely. In the police room, Reacher says Russo is a dirty cop.
And if my read's correct, you and I are gonna have another problem.
I'm no dirty cop.
You followed us without ever identifying yourself.
I don't take envelopes. You got that? We got a suspect. Had the tech geeks look it over. They found an unfinished job in the queue.
Azari Mahmoud.
He's known to Interpol as a weapons broker.
Sanchez and Roscoe dug this guy up for Franz. You're gonna want DHS to flag all of his aliases.
You think the guys got wrapped up in something involving terrorism? This case just got a whole lot bigger than what we thought it was.
Been known to happen.
Dixon and Neely look at 7 pages filled with numbers they found during the case. Each page has 26 or 27 number entries. Dixon figures out that each page stands for a month, with each number showing data from a working day, 6 days a week. 1 month has 27 days, likely because it starts or ends on a working day. Over 7 months, something happens 9, 10, 12, or 13 times each day. The first month shows good numbers, but by the 7th, the numbers are very low. Dixon wonders what kind of event or task is being counted so often each day. Neely does not fully understand Dixon's logic, but she trusts her. The real mystery now is that what exactly they were tracking, and why did it drop so badly? AM books a flight from Denver to JFK, and they plan to catch him when he checks in. But AM gets suspicious when he reaches the airport. He knocks over a person's suitcase, thinking they are watching him, and sees the suitcase is empty. This confirms someone is after him. He leaves the airport and calls Langston, saying there is a delay, but he will still complete the deal. AM asks Langston if he has ever done a deal like this for the kind of product they are buying. Langston says no, and asks how AM will get into New York without an ID. AM says he will manage it. Reacher calls Seropian's neighbor and says he finds a wallet on the street and wants to confirm if Seropian still lives at the address they have. She says yes. The group plans to check the house, but Reacher says they should stop at the hardware store first.
Should we go see what we can find?
Right after we make a stop at the hardware store.
Clear upstairs.
Who sent you? Who sent you? Are you having a heart attack? Evening, Mrs. Gottelsman. Guy in the car was from New Age. Found an ID.
At the motel where the group is staying, Russo comes in angrily. He is furious that Reacher used a pipe bomb in a quiet neighborhood. Reacher tells him that New Age tried to trap and eliminate them. Reacher says there are 2 possible reasons. Either some eliminators went to New Age to find a fake target and the address they gave was fake, or Seropian worked for New Age as a hired eliminator and was sent to attack them. In both cases, someone wanted to lead them into a trap. Russo tells Reacher and the team that they cannot act on their own anymore. He also says AM did not arrive at the airport, but the plan is still going forward. The police are working on a warrant to search New Age Technologies. He tells them to stay out of it until he contacts them. Reacher gives Russo a number to reach them, and Russo warns them to stop acting wild.
I thought you didn't have a phone.
It's not mine. It belonged to someone I killed. Assignments.
Server room.
HR.
Director of Operations Office.
And I'll take everything else. Don't wait for me.
Who, Major?
But he said not to wait for him.
I don't want to go either, but I don't defy an order from Jack Reacher.
Hey!
Stop!
Can't believe you were gonna leave me. Dixon.
Yeah.
Torch.
It's Swan.
He was working at New Age with the people who've been trying to kill us.
Reacher still believes Swan is not corrupt and is not part of whatever is happening at New Age Technologies. The group learns more about a man named Daniel Boyd, who works as Senator Malcolm Lavoie's legislative director. O'Donnell finds out that Boyd will be attending the symphony in Boston, giving them a chance to talk to him about the Little Wing project. Tension rises as Reacher insists Swan is not dirty, even though others question it. They find Swan listed as Assistant Director of Security, working under Shane Langston. They also identify Brian Collins, another New Age security officer, as someone who attacked them. Suspicion now surrounds the whole company, including Marlo Burns. Reacher says they will go through them one by one. Russo is under fire from his boss for not stopping the break-in at New Age. The department looks like it is always behind, and all the evidence is now gone.
I made it crystal clear to them not to color outside the lines.
Oh, I see.
Lower your voice.
Lower my voice? Would you please go and find out what they learned?
At a diner, Road to Nowhere plays, and Reacher sarcastically points out how fitting the song is for their stalled investigation. The group discusses Swan's old emails. Neely finds something odd. Swan emailed Marlo Burns about music, specifically a Jimi Hendrix album, even though he hated that kind of music. They realize it is likely code.
Swan hated Hendrix. Anything with hard guitar.
Could be code.
It says the 6th track is called Little Wing.
A file on a federal defense project called Little Wing. By far the biggest contract New Age has ever had. It seems a test for the Little Wing tech was held for some military brass. Even a senator. He fully believes in the work we're doing here at New Age and will do whatever it takes to help us.
We need to talk to Malcolm Lavoie.
We'll never get close enough to a senator to find out what he may or may not know.
I couldn't make it so they'd be begging to tell us what they know. There's a lot of powerful people in D.C. with confidential problems.
So you blackmail.
I incentivize. You give me 10 minutes to make some phone calls, I'll get the name of the legislative director and an Achilles heel.
A flashback shows the 110th unit during a big drug bust where they seize nearly pure heroin. The team jokes and celebrates, but things get serious when one brick goes missing. They suspect it might have been stolen, but later Swan finds it hidden in his car, saying it must have slipped during the ride. Still, some of the team is suspicious. It could mean Swan once considered stealing and backed out. Back in the present, Neely questions whether Swan might have finally taken a bigger opportunity like the Little Wing project. Reacher defends him, but the doubts linger. The group waits to hear what O'Donnell has found, hoping it will lead them closer to the truth.
Mr. Mason? Dr. Zogby.
Now, I'm not here to tell you how to live your life. Are you really certain you want me to give you a new face?
Your trachea is severed. Blood is entering your lungs. You're drowning. You're dead. I'm just gonna go and have a word with your secretary.
O'Donnell digs into Senator Lavoie's legislative director, Daniel Boyd. Boyd is spoiled, entitled, and got where he is through family connections, despite a messy past. Reacher's team plans to use O'Donnell's shady but legal tactics to get to Boyd at an event in Boston. Russo calls Reacher, furious about the group's reckless break-in at New Age Technologies. Reacher brushes it off and assigns Russo to dig into New Age's security team.
Wait, what do you think? I'm here to do your clerical work? God damn it.
Well, we do all the work. What are you guys gonna do?
Oh, we're gonna go score some drugs.
Shit.
5-0, 5-0!
Find a new line of work, that's all.
Neely and Dixon visit Marlo's house. It looks like she fled in a rush. Clothes and cabinets are open. But oddly, she left behind a pile of cash. That makes them suspicious. Back with the group, Dixon gets dressed up and jokes about how weird they all look in fancy clothes. They continue to prepare their plan to trap Boyd, while joking about toothbrushes and sociopathy.
Well, look at you. Don't you feel more civilized now, Miss Doolittle?
If I had any more clothes, pretty soon I need a suitcase.
Anyone ever diagnose you as a sociopath?
Dixon pretends to be confused about her seat, which gets Boyd's attention. He offers to switch seats so she can sit with him, clearly charmed. Meanwhile, Reacher and O'Donnell sit in a nearby diner, going through data from the flash drive. O'Donnell jokes around, but then realizes the documents show a tally system, how many times something was successfully done versus how many times it failed. The failures add up to 650, and since Franz once mentioned 650 at $100,000 each, they now realize it might be about 650 units of something worth $100,000 each, possibly weapons. They share a moment reflecting on O'Donnell's family life, joking about parenthood and Reacher's love of dogs.
If I had land, I'd get 4 or 5.
4 or 5 dogs. No woman? Not even Dixon?
Neely, it's intermission. Dixon and Boyd are leaving now.
Okay, yes. Okay.
Ladies first.
Oh, no, you did the work, you get the reward.
Sir, you're gonna want to put the drugs away and step out of the car.
Special Agent Jack Margrave.
Scared, Boyd gives in. He explains that Little Wing is a secret defense project, originally software to protect planes, now modified by new age technologies to make missiles smarter and deadlier. These missiles bypass countermeasures, fake a miss, then loop back and hit the target. Boyd does not know the tech details, just that it is powerful and dangerous. Reacher and his team finally get the truth from Boyd. Little Wing is a deadly missile guidance system developed by New Age. Originally meant to protect commercial planes, it was secretly altered to attack planes instead. Senator Lavoie helps sneak it through Congress by hiding it in a long bill, bypassing red tape. Boyd says it is top secret, highly secured, and split between two New Age facilities. Reacher and O'Donnell head to D.C. to dig into AM and Homeland connections, while Dixon and Neely go to Denver to stop the missile production.
Surprised getting a call from you.
Hell of a surprise hearing you're wearing the badge again. Reliable as ever, Finley.
Speak for yourself. Trouble always seems to find you.
And the dog?
Jack eats too much, just like his namesake. See you around, Reacher.
See you around, Finley. I'm starving. We should eat.
Dibs on the bathroom. I need to get changed.
No guns, so no noise.
I said you were smart.
Everyone okay?
Yeah.
Never better.
Yeah.
Before you ask if it's done, it is.
Maybe we've been approaching this the wrong way, Mr. Reacher. What is it that you want?
I want to throw you out of a helicopter.
The team splits up to cover more ground. Neely and Dixon go to Denver to check out the hardware facility where Little Wing missile launchers are built. Reacher and O'Donnell head to Washington, D.C. to follow the political trail through Senator Lavoie's office. The missiles are made in two places, software in New York, hardware in Denver. But by the time Neely and Dixon get to the plant, the shipment is already gone. They miss the 650 missiles by just 10 minutes.
You need an extra set of hands?
We're in business. GPS tracker did the job. Your associates at New Age came through.
This name, right here. Zari Mahmoud. Never been caught. No photos. We have 3 short, innocuous recordings of him. Audio forensics matched it as the same guy. He hooks up bad actors with the tools they need for bad actions.
This buy was supposed to happen with bearer bonds.
Those are from Luxembourg.
Someone as cautious as AM would use bearer bonds. You hold a bearer bond, it's like carrying $1 million bill.
Just like your brother. He said the same thing you just did. We won't let this guy slip through our fingers again.
Unless we kill them all first.
Just like his brother.
This is a hijacking.
Langston finds out and calls these dickheads. Do me a favor, grab the manifest. We need the license plate off of it.
The team also finds out Tony Swan authorized the missile shipment using a digital thumbprint, which is nearly impossible to fake. Reacher starts to doubt him, but it turns out Swan might be undercover, wearing a wire to expose New Age. Reacher warns the team that things are about to explode. He is ready to go full force if needed. Reacher is approached by Senator Lavoie's men, but refuses to go with them until they say please. Meanwhile, the buyer of the missiles complains about delays, but is assured the deal will go through. The meeting point is French Lick, Indiana. The villains are confident their plan will succeed and that Reacher's team will be eliminated. Reacher is taken to a secret meeting at the zoo, where Senator Lavoie explains he chose the location for privacy. Lavoie acknowledges Reacher's past, including his military record and the Margrave case, and admits he needs Reacher to help destroy the people behind the dangerous Little Wing technology before it falls into the wrong hands. Lavoie explains terrorists are targeting the Little Wing tech. He admits he bent rules to speed up development, claiming it was for national defense, not just profit. He offers Reacher full support to destroy everyone involved, promising that no one will ever trace it back to Reacher. In Lavoie's view, it is a win for them both.
People who want this weaponry can never be allowed to have it. I did what I did to give our side the tools they need to defend democracy.
And lined your pockets in the process.
I don't want innocent people to die because of it. I'm prepared to give you whatever you need to aid you in that endeavor. Leave no man left standing, no one left to endanger lives. And then you can disappear again.
Shortly after, he gets a call that Franz's body has been released and the funeral is set, so the team heads back to New York. Meanwhile, they discover the truck from Denver had its missile cargo swapped with crates of bricks to match the original weight. The decoy shipment was meant for an army base in South Korea. If it had arrived, no one would have realized the real missiles were stolen until it was too late. It was a smart plan, likely involving a private plane flying the weapons out overnight. The truck was later found abandoned in a field. The team suspects the real missiles are heading to New York. Since New York's skies are watched closely after 9/11, Reacher guesses AM would fly them into a small airstrip in a nearby quiet area like Pennsylvania or New Hampshire, then drive them into the city to load the Little Wing software. Time is running out, and when the money exchange happens, AM and the eliminators of Reacher's friends are expected to be there.
You need anything, you call me, day or night.
Why are you giving toys to my dead friend's son? You see a grieving widow and think, easy target?
You know why I was talking to Mikey? Because I know what he's going through. Do you know what it is to lose family?
Yeah, they're all dead. Every one of them.
Well, you call me dirty one more time, and I don't care if we're standing in front of the statue of the Holy Mother. I will give you that beating that I owe you. While you were in Boston doing God knows what, I was running those security names from New Age.
Whole team of bad cops?
Everybody except your buddy Schwan. He might have put the whole thing together. You want to call somebody dirty? First look in your own backyard.
Firing party! Attention! Aim! Fire!
Get down!
Fire!
Go. Flank them. Neely and I will take the one on the right. You two take the one on the left. Can't let them get away. As soon as they hear sirens, they scatter.
Get in!
Russo, it's the pedal on the right.
Let me do my job. Hey, hey!
Don't shoot! I'm done! Okay? I'm done!
Look the other way. I'm not going to waste my time with enhanced interrogation techniques. Talk now.
Okay. I can take you there. I don't know any Langston. Some guy called Swan.
Reacher and his team set up an operation outside the building in Queens, using the hitman as a decoy to gather intel from inside. Dixon, O'Donnell, and Russo are all in position, with every exit covered. Reacher warns the hitman that if he tries anything, he will die with the others. As the man enters, the team speculates about Swan. Reacher is determined to confront Swan and force the truth out. But then, everything goes quiet. There is no sound from the hitman and no updates. The bomb squad confirms it was a tripwire, showing the attacker had military-level eliminators. The goal was to eliminate Reacher's team and cover everything up. Only one body is found, and Swan remains missing. Later, police find Marlowe's abandoned car, but she is gone. Reacher skips the search to talk to someone important. One teammate jokes that he is like the tough detective in every crime movie. Before disappearing, Marlowe bought food, a drink, and a burner phone with cash, while her daughter played on a Nintendo Switch, which was seen in store footage. The team uses this clue to return to her house and find the gamertag Plain Jane 777 to track their location.
Switch from the suit.
Need new gear.
Hello, officer. This is my vehicle. Is there a problem?
Pennsylvania doesn't permit objects to hang in the rear view.
Maybe you can find the grace to give me a pass on the ticket.
If I could have your license, it'll take me maybe 2 minutes to run it, and then you're on your way. Okay, Doc. We'll have you out of here shortly.
Atomic Fall? Juggle the Jungle.
Billion-dollar company.
You gotta be shitting me.
You'd like a first-person shooter.
I am a first-person shooter.
Reacher goes to sleep and Dixon arrives undressing herself to release some stress after all they've been through. She jumps on Reacher and they have fun. Russo confronts a former mentor who admits to betraying Reacher's team in exchange for money from Langston, justifying it by saying the real danger lies abroad. He says it dishonors the NYPD and the memory of people lost in 9/11. When offered a bribe to stay quiet, he refuses and says the older man never really knew him or his father.
When they make an offer, it's not a suggestion. It's not a request. It's an order.
What if you wake up a few months from now and it's raining plane parts in Los Angeles, Chicago?
They paid me, they'll pay you. Take the goddamn money.
You didn't know my father, and you sure as hell don't know me.
Dixon says when the time comes, she will be the one to take down Swan. Then O'Donnell gives good news. Jane just logged in to play a game, and her location has been tracked. Meanwhile, Marlo and Jane are hiding in someone's home. Marlo feels guilty, but the man comforts her, saying he understands. Then he notices the sprinklers are on and steps outside. Reacher grabs him and threatens to stay quiet. O'Donnell is nearby, keeping Jane distracted with video games. Marlo is questioned by Reacher, demanding to know why she sent his team into an ambush. She says she didn't know it was a trap and blames Langston, the head of security, for telling her to give that address. Dixon reminds her that she smiled when giving the location and says either she was tricked or helped plan it, then ran away and used Chad to hide. Marlo insists she was not involved knowingly. Reacher asks if Langston is the real leader behind everything. Marlo says no and insists Tony Swan would never do anything wrong. She says she trusted Swan and hired him because Langston's team was full of close friends from the same police background. Swan found strange failures in Little Wing chip testing. The company ignored the issue to stay on schedule, but Swan believed someone had rigged the system to mark working chips as defective. Marlo says there were too many engineers to know who did it, and that top managers were unaware. Langston once joked that everyone was too focused on money to notice anything wrong. Reacher guesses 650 chips were wrongly marked, and Marlo agrees. She told Swan to report to Langston, not knowing he was part of the problem. Swan kept investigating and brought in Reacher's team to help, but then vanished. Reacher's team later learned Swan was still signing off on shipments, meaning he is likely alive but being used as a scapegoat. Marlo says Langston gave her money to keep her quiet after Swan disappeared. She says she could not refuse because Langston is dangerous and controls gangs, eliminators, and criminals who do his dirty work in cities like Boston and Atlantic City. Marlo says Langston scared her by threatening her and her daughter with terrible things, which made her run away. She knew that once Reacher's team got involved, Langston would see her as a problem and try to eliminate her. Neely says that whatever Langston is doing to Swan now, they will make sure he suffers worse.
Those two women who came by asking about Seropian, they brought a couple of friends to track me down.
Now, what did I say to you when I brought you into this thing?
I have to keep moving.
Okay. Where could we meet?
Making house calls now?
We're luring Langston in to take him out. Marlo's the lure. Need someone to watch the kid. I saw what you did for Mikey in the cemetery. I know you do the same for Jane.
Reacher and Neely know the plan is dangerous because they are using Marlo as bait, but they prepare her carefully and tell her to run when Reacher gives the signal. Meanwhile, Russo tries to keep Jane calm in the car, but they are suddenly attacked by gunmen. Russo tells Jane to stay low and calls for help, unsure if Marsh or Langston is behind it. At the same time, Langston realizes it is a trap and orders his men to grab Marlo and eliminate Reacher.
Just stay down.
It's Russo, we gotta go.
Wait, what's wrong?
That's Reacher, kill it!
It's Neely. Get in.
What are you doing? Get in.
Go find Jane.
There he goes, get him!
It's just you and me now, Langston.
Go, let's go! Come on! When I say so, you run as fast as you can. And whatever you do, don't look back.
It's not always fair, kid.
Call 911!
Copy that.
The girl.
She's okay. She's safe.
Ambulance is on its way.
Reacher and Dixon plan to send Marlo and Jane far away to a safe place. They send them to a man Dixon trusts named Lee in Buffalo. He is kind and brave, and he promises to protect them. Dixon gives them disguises so no one recognizes them. Reacher and the team then visit Marsh, a police officer who secretly worked with Langston.
Russo confronts him about being dirty and dies within hours. I'd say we have a lot to talk about.
A good man died in my arms last night. Whatever you do to Marsh, make him feel it.
Is that the going price of an honest cop's life these days?
I didn't think in a million years that they would kill him.
And tell me what I want to know, then use that phone to turn yourself in. You just used up your last bit of goodwill. I need to know when and where that meeting's taking place.
Oh, God! Grant would know.
Who's Grant?
The guy you ran over last night.
We're square.
Reacher informs his team that a major drug deal tied to Operation Kite Runner is happening that night at an abandoned military lot. Although taking action could end their careers and reputations, he believes it is worth the risk to stop criminals hiding behind the army. He gives them the option to walk away, but the entire team chooses to stand with him. That night, the team arrives at the location. They catch the drug smugglers off guard, ordering them to kneel and raise their hands.
Don't move! Major Jack Reacher, the 110th Military Police Special Investigations Unit. Neely, Lowry, watch these soldiers.
Perhaps you were misinformed?
Diddle that over here.
You're under arrest.
Got a runner.
Shut up.
Each and every one of you will be disciplined. I told you how I wanted this case wrapped up.
Glad I didn't disappoint.
You're all hereby relieved of your duty.
1/10, dismissed.
Reacher and Neely get back to work, heading to the hospital to confront Grant to extract information about an upcoming weapons deal. Inside Grant's hospital room, Reacher threatens him in a terrifyingly calm way. He warns Grant that if he does not talk, Langston's people will probably eliminate him before the cops can question him. Reacher uses both psychological and physical intimidation, including faking a flatline and threatening to rupture Grant's bladder using his catheter to scare him into talking. Grant finally confesses that Langston's meeting the buyer at 5 a.m. the next day, but he does not know the exact location because Langston keeps things secret. Suddenly, Reacher and Neely realize a man dressed in fake doctor scrubs is approaching.
A gift from Gaetano Russo.
No.
Only nurses carry paper tape.
Looks like he grabbed what he could and threw it on just like we did. I wanted to question him.
Maybe we can still get some answers.
You're down another man, but I left his body in the morgue for convenience.
I've come up with my own contingency plan, and I've got 2 of your guys. So you, your cohort, come here, and this is over for all of us.
Your guy killed her in the hospital basement.
Then you come here now.
I need proof of life.
But if you try anything cute, you'll get proof of death.
Reacher then contacts Senator Lavoie, who helped cover up Operation Kite Runner. Though Lavoie previously acted in self-interest, he now agrees to help Reacher by providing him with a few trusted ex-military men, 2 former SEALs, and a ranger. Reacher does not accept Lavoie's apology for past actions, but makes it clear what support he needs. While Neely and Reacher plan their infiltration, they note that Langston's facility is heavily guarded, with bright lights and surveillance everywhere. Any movement from outside could get their friends eliminated. Reacher decides the only way to take down Langston is from the inside. Meanwhile, a group of rebellious teens has a brief encounter with a guard, giving Reacher an idea about how to bypass the electric fence, using their antics as inspiration. Reacher heads out to the facility. Inside the facility, Langston and his men torture O'Donnell, taunting him about the death of their teammate who was recently eliminated by Reacher. The torture is intense, and Langston uses brass knuckles to deliver brutal blows. Before entering, Neely has doubts. She reminds Reacher how their last big mission, Operation Kite Runner, cost them their entire unit. Now, members of their former team are literally being eliminated. She worries this may be a suicide mission, but Reacher remains stoic, telling her that everyone dies eventually, and as long as they live and die with purpose, it is worth it. Finally, Reacher heads to the compound. He is patted down, surrenders his weapon, and walks into the war zone with Langston and his army waiting. Inside the warehouse, Langston actually takes a moment to admire Reacher's physique. physique. While he steps away to take a call, he tells one of his men to tie Reacher to a stretcher, just like they did with Dixon and O'Donnell. But Reacher is not having it. Even though his hands are cuffed behind his back, he fights off a bunch of Langston's goons.
You weren't in charge.
There's only one body down at the coroner's office, and it ain't Neely.
She's your last loose end.
I don't want to leave anything for ballistics. Dig that slug out of it. Boy Swan started sniffing around. Where is he? I offered to cut Swan in.
Where is he?
You want to see him? You see, I didn't need all of him to frame him. This reunion's over. I got a meeting with a man that's going to give me $65 million.
Realizing that things are falling apart fast, Langston orders his men to wipe all the computer drives in the facility, anything that could be used as evidence. He also tells them to load Reacher, O'Donnell, and Dixon into the helicopters, planning to finish them off elsewhere. His goons manage to get O'Donnell and Dixon into the choppers, but before they can grab Reacher, everything explodes into chaos. Just then, Neely and Lavoie's backup squad launch a surprise attack from both sides of the warehouse.
We gotta cut our losses. Meet our buyer.
It's gonna take a few minutes to warm up first. Go!
Your turn, sweetheart. You just don't know when to quit!
You better hold this thing steady.
Wait. No, don't tell you! Where's gonna be my move?
Wait, let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. All right. Let me tell you something.
No!
They're going to meet one of the New Age engineers at his home.
Take us there.
Excellent. Langston's already here.
Get inside. Your little scientist friend's being held in the barn with the pilot.
I understand that you're upset, but I didn't kill your friends. I didn't even know them.
Tell us who you're selling the weapons to.
Your issues aren't with me. I don't fire the weapons. I'm the middleman. It's the base mindset that a person has to embrace to actually pull the trigger is no better.
After that, they free the pilot and an engineer who were supposed to demonstrate how the missiles could still work with the so-called defective chips. As soon as the chopper carrying the pilot and the engineer takes off, Neely blows it out of the sky using a Little Wing missile. But the danger is not over yet. Lavoie's squad, the backup Reacher had asked for, suddenly turns on the 110th, trying to kill them. Reacher already contacted Homeland Security and gave them everything, full proof of Lavoie's involvement in the illegal Little Wing deal and his attempt to kill the 110th after using them.
Lavoie?
TAC team standing by. Now you might want to do the honors.
Is it over?
There's just one last loose end that needs tying up.
One more thing. Where's the money?
What money?
Later, the rest of the 110th entrusts Reacher with the money, knowing he will do the right thing. And he does. In a beautiful and emotional montage, we see how Reacher uses the money to help others. He donates to the families of the teammates who were killed. He also gives money to the animal shelter where Swan adopted his dog. He makes sure Neely's father gets round-the-clock medical care, O'Donnell's kids have full support for their education, and Dixon finally has her own security company because, as Reacher says, she should never have to work for anyone else again. Reacher, as usual, keeps nothing for himself, except one thing. He thinks about buying a toothbrush, but Dixon beats him to it and buys it for him. So instead, Reacher uses the money to buy a single bus ticket, one that lets him travel all across the country for a whole year, and that is all he needs. As Dixon and O'Donnell go their own ways, Neely finds Reacher at the bus stop. She tells him he does not always have to be alone.
I'm not as comfortable with this arrangement as I thought I was. You need to get better at staying in touch.
Yes, Master Sergeant.
You refer to these special investigators as your team, but you know we're more than that, right?
So where are you headed? No idea.
Reacher may travel alone, but now we know he is not without a family, and that everything the 110th fought for truly mattered. I hope you guys enjoyed the recap, and be sure to check out other awesome recaps on the channel. And as always, thank you very much for watching.